Well, Andrew Yang's gone, and that's it, Democrats. You'll have to vote for a white person in November. Even before Yang dropped out of the race, the woke crowd was pretty upset that Harrison Booker had to bow out. Electing another white person just isn't cool. After Obama, it was supposed to be a normal thing for Democrats to nominate someone who is not white. Some of the very woke have suggested that it's because of racism, a conclusion you could only come to if you lack any critical thinking skills whatsoever. What I find interesting is that the Democrats have been pushing this strength in diversity nonsense so long that some people on the left actually thought it meant something. The truth is, it's about getting votes. The Democrats have convinced a large percentage of minorities that Republicans are racist, and so the more non-white voters they can bring into the electorate, the more votes they can get. That is all it's been about. And how do I know that, you ask? Because it's never been about diversity of thought. The idea of there being strength in diversity is built on the notion that people with different backgrounds and knowledge bring different strengths to the group. And that's true. But if all the people see the world the same way, they're not really diverse, are they? I pretty much agree with everything Dr. Thomas Sowell writes, so if half our country was made up of white people like me and black people like Dr. Sowell, we would not be a very diverse group. Strength and diversity is just a political talking point for Democrats. Nothing more. It's a way for them to signal their virtue for all to see. They're just trying to convince everyone that they care about minorities. But here's the thing. Minorities have it as good as they've ever had it under the current Republican president. And how do the Democrats react? They impeach him and call him a racist. Democrats don't believe that there is strength in diversity. They just want to get votes. A few years ago, during the last Olympics, I was talking to a friend of mine about the women's gymnastics team being so great. My friend said that she thought they were so good because of their diversity. The final five, as they were known, were made up of 2 blacks, 2 whites, and a brown. To my liberal friend, that's what made them so great. Simone Biles was the overall gold medal winner and the greatest gymnast of all time. If we would have had 5 of her on the team, we would have had an even better squad, without any diversity at all. Kind of like our Olympic basketball team. Could anyone reasonably argue that more white and brown players and less black players would have made that team better? Of course not. But you could definitely argue that adding a white player would have made that team a lot worse. And speaking of basketball, do you remember when they tried to make Obama seem like the kind of black guy that's naturally athletic and good at sports? There really wasn't anything different about Obama that came from him being black. He was raised by his white grandparents. His friends he grew up with weren't black. He didn't have any connection to the history of black Americans. He was just a lefty Democrat who happened to have dark pigment. But boy, did they try to play up his skin color. They tried so hard that they pretended he was good at basketball. Diversity of skin color means nothing, and Obama proved it. And now the insistence of diversity seems to be backfiring on Democrats. The woke crowd uses the same tactics against their fellow Democrats as Democrats have been using against Republicans for decades, which is to call anyone a racist who doesn't see the world the same way they do. I suspect that there might be a lot of people staying home this election cycle, because the only person of color you can vote for this November has more of an orange glow to them. And if you really do care about how minorities are doing in this country, you might want to quit listening to the narrative pushed by Democrats and start paying attention to what's actually happening. You might be surprised. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to become a supporting member of Blue Collar Logic, click on the link in the description and give what you can.